When we tell stories visually, we must think about how we are going to arrange the characters in the story. The arrangement matters because different arrangement can tell different stories. For example, here is the story of the Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. If we arrange the wolf far away from the girl, the story here shows the wolf watching the girl from afar, planning his next move. However, if we move the wolf closer to the girl, the story shows how the wolf is about to attack the girl from behind. Now, watch this. If we arrange the wolf to be facing the girl, then the story shows the wolf talking to the girl. As you can see, the arrangement matters. In art, we call the act of arranging things composition. Composition is how things are arranged in an artwork. Let us learn 4 compositional techniques to help us tell stories visually in a purposeful way. The first technique is to create a foreground, middle ground, and background. There are 3 separate layers that are placed on top of one another, like this. The background is at the back, followed by the middle ground, the foreground in front. Here is another example of a foreground, middle ground, and background. This arrangement makes the story look more believable and more interesting to look at. We see Red Riding Hood walking on a fallen log, and we know she is deep in the woods because of the trees in the foreground. Unknown to her, the wolf is lurking in the background, watching her every move. This compositional technique helps you to create a sense of depth and highlight the different characters, in this case, the girl and the wolf. The next compositional technique is symmetry. Imagine an invisible line running in the middle of the artwork. Anything on the left of this line will be mirrored on the right. That is symmetry. Let's compare with another arrangement that has no symmetry. As you can see, when the invisible line runs down the center, the left side of the artwork has a tree and the wolf, while the right side only has the Red Riding Hood. It is not equal on both sides. If we simplify these objects into basic shapes, you'll notice that the artwork on the left is equal on both sides, while the other artwork is not. Here is another symmetrical artwork. And here's another one. As you can see, there are many ways to arrange the objects in symmetry. If you use this arrangement, you can create a visual story that is balanced and visually pleasing to the eye. The third compositional technique is framing. When you frame an object, you are arranging other objects around it. In this example, the trees form a frame around Red Riding Hood. It creates a negative space for Red Riding Hood to be inside. The objects used to frame are usually in the foreground, like these trees. They will frame Red Riding Hood, who is in the middle ground. You can also frame the wolf, who is in the background. You can also use small objects to frame. Placing them in the corner can be very helpful. This is an advanced use of framing. How about using the object in the foreground, the tree, and the object in the background, the wolf, to frame Red Riding Hood in the middle ground? Always look for negative spaces that are created by your objects and use them to frame the main character. So, use the framing technique to help you to draw attention to the character in the frame and emphasize on the character. It helps you tell stories really easily. The final compositional technique is contrast. You arrange 2 objects together and change their characteristics to show how different they are. In this example, the Red Riding Hood is very close to the wolf, but the wolf is made to be really, really big. There is contrast in scale. What would happen if we made the wolf to be the same size as Red Riding Hood? Oops, the wolf doesn't look as scary as before. Its scale is equal to Red Riding Hood, so there is no contrast. You can make the wolf slightly bigger, but it is still not as scary as before. This is why we must create a clear contrast between the size of the wolf and the size of the Red Riding Hood. The bigger the contrast, the better. You can also make Red Riding Hood bigger in contrast to the wolf. This makes us look at Riding Hood as the main character, while the wolf acts as the secondary character, waiting at the background to make his move. So, using contrast in your artwork can help you to show a clear difference between the 2 characters and create tension as though something is about to happen. There are many compositional techniques out there, but these are the basic 4 that can help you start your journey of visual storytelling. Remember, composition is simply the act of arranging your objects in your artwork in order to tell a story. Composition plays a crucial role in art making, so do try them out the next time you create an artwork of your own. Have fun, and thank you for watching.